Hello, everyone, and welcome to Taxes Simplified with AOTAX, a podcast where we unpack taxes like it's chai time chacha with our team of experts from AOTAX. I'm Tejaswini, your host, who's going to be asking all these confusing tax questions because I'm still struggling with my taxes one episode at a time.
And I'm Muzaffar, your friendly neighborhood tax advisor.
So, everyone, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic that I'm sure everybody's heard of, but nobody really knows what's going on over there. Yes, I'm talking about tax brackets and marginal rates. So, Muzaffar, let's just get straight into it. I've heard a lot of people, when they get promoted and I'm speaking to them, I'm like, oh, congratulations, you got this new job, you must be so happy. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then a little while later, they start cribbing, like, what's the point? Yeah, I'll be taking home lesser now. What's really going on over there?
It might sound a little different when people move to a higher tax bracket, but that doesn't necessarily mean all of your income is getting taxed at a higher rate. How it works is only the last dollar or the last money that you make in your salary, that's the one that is going beyond the tax rate, is getting taxed at a higher rate. The remaining money that you are making, that gets at the lower rate only. Think of it like a birthday cake, right? So it's like different layers in a cake, right? Every layer is of a different flavor. Rates.
So the higher layers, from what I understand, get taxed more, but the bottom ones are taxed at the same rate.
Right. So exactly right. The income that falls in the top bracket, only on that part, only on that layer, you will pay the higher tax rate. Everything else remains the same.
I'll be honest, I'm having a sugar craving right now just hearing you talk about birthday cakes and all.
Yeah.
Right. Getting back to taxes, I hear these terms marginal rate, effective tax rate. Can you just maybe get into the nitty-gritties of that and take us through what those terms mean?
So let's take an example. Let's say you're making an income of $90,000. So possibly you are in the marginal tax rate of 24%. That does not mean the 24% applies to the full 90,000. Okay, so probably you will end up paying much lesser.
Okay, so from what I understand, the effective tax rate must be what we have to pay overall.
That's correct. So effective tax rate is basically the total tax divided by the total income. So obviously it will be much lesser as compared to marginal tax rate.
So my paycheck drama that I was doing just like everybody else was completely unnecessary. I can still afford my Starbucks coffee.
Oh yeah, definitely you can keep the latte.
I need the latte. Tell us why the average Indian expat or Indian filer in the US should know about these terms, know about their tax brackets, and have sort of that insight.
Right. So knowing about the marginal tax rates and the effective tax rate, it helps to plan better. It is very powerful when you are going for a raise in your salaries or you're having some bonus side income. You can plan better and get upfront things done, which you might have to end up paying at the later point of time as a big, huge bill.
Right, makes sense, especially with the dual income factor and maybe if you take up some side kicks here and there.
That's correct. That's correct. Whatever you are earning above and beyond your normal general salary, that's tax on top of the cake. Let's put it this way.
So instead of a jhatka in April, you get a little soft landing.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Right.
So basically, you get to plan it better and you can pay it much earlier.
Right, so let's make this practical for our viewers at home.
Sure.
Say, for instance, I have around an income of $80,000 and I have a side gig that brings in another $10,000, for instance. How do my brackets play out in this particular scenario?
So let's put it this way: the taxable income, once it is determined, we will be taxed differently. So up to, let's say, 11,600, the first tax bracket is 10%, then 12, then 20, then 22. So probably your gig income will end up on the 24th percentile. But again, it's only that gig income that will be taxed at 24%, not the remaining.
Right, so I don't need to panic about it being taxed at a very higher percentage, so to speak, and I can just, it's just the top slice that's being taxed at that percentage.
That's correct. And it also means that if you are contributing to HSA or you're doing charities, that that gives you a chance to lower the taxable rate altogether.
That's really smart planning and very on brand for AOTAX.
We'll take the compliment.
Right. So, Muzaffar, tell us how this situation may get trickier for Indians who are working in the US.
So, two main ways. One is dual tax streams or dual income streams, let's say. If you have an Indian investment income or rental income coming in, then the tax brackets will change. The other thing is the tax residency factor. Many people don't realize that the tax brackets also change depending on if they are taxed as resident or non-resident.
So what you're saying is understanding your tax brackets not just helps when you're filing taxes in the US, but also when you're streamlining your taxes across both countries.
Exactly. So understanding it helps with clarity in the sense for both the countries.
Quickly recap our tax bracket therapy session that we just had today.
Basically, 5 takeaways. First is tax brackets are layers. Second, marginal tax rate applies to the last dollar of your income. Effective tax rate is the average of your taxes. Tax brackets, if you know them, you can plan your bonuses, you can plan your gig incomes, how you want to pay back the taxes. And fifth, every Indian or anybody who's filing in US can optimize his filing. He doesn't have to panic, just knowing that.
All right, that sounds good.
So, to everyone at home who's ever feared moving up a tax bracket, remember, it's not a cliff, it's more like a staircase. You just climb higher one step at a time.
Beautifully said. And if you ever need help or you need to just chat about your finances and you need to start somewhere, you can always reach out to us in the contact information given in the description and we'll get you started in the right step.
This episode, we'll be demystifying Form 1040. Yes, I'm talking about the same one everyone dreads seeing in their inbox. Alright everyone, we'll see you in the next one. Till then, hit the follow button and make sure you press the bell icon so you don't miss a beat. We have a lot more episodes coming your way, so stay tuned. Make sure you catch the next episode of Taxes Simplified with AOTAX. We'll be discussing Form 1040 and key schedules. The episode goes live on 11 December.